Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and I'm back with another preview and prediction video. This video I will be covering the Oregon Ducks 2022 schedule. Now let's look back to last year to 2021 to see how they did. Last year they ended with a 10-4 record, 7-3 in the Pac-12 with losses to Stanford in overtime. I don't know how that happened. I think Stanford calls their stadium the Farm. That's pretty cool. Then they lost to Utah twice, one in Salt Lake City and won the Pac-12 championship. That's kind of rare when a team beats the same team twice. It usually is. They beat them once in the regular season and then lose in the championship or whenever they play again. At least that's how Georgia does their stuff. Anyways, then they went to the Alamo Bowl and lost to a Bob Stoops-led Oklahoma team. So that's how they did last year. They lost their last two games. So let's see what they got to work with. They've got a young wide receiver core in Troy Franklin, Dante Thornton, and Stephen McGee with a senior transfer, Chase Cota, from UCLA, who could help out a little bit if he climbs the depth chart. They have a very veteran offensive line, which will help out, especially with a new head coach. They have Cam McCormick in as a redshirt senior tight end. And then they have a sophomore transfer, Noah Whittington, from Western Kentucky. He's going to help them out tons, I think. He was a very vital part to the Western Kentucky offense last year. I think he's going to help out this year. One of the most vital parts of this team is going to be the linebacking core with Justin Flo and Noah Sewell, two probably future first or second round picks, along with a very congealed defense, I think. They have some new spots, including redshirt freshman Braden Swinson, and some sophomores in the secondary, and redshirt sophomore Kenyon Ware Hudson, and a sophomore transfer Christian Gonzalez from Colorado. I think, however, they're going to be fine on defense, especially with a defensive head coach coming in and Dan Lanning. They did lose Mario Cristobal to Miami, which hurt them, but I think Dan Lanning will do well in the next couple of years. Now the big question is quarterback for this team. They got Ty Thompson, a redshirt freshman, and they got junior transfer Bo Nix. Now, Bo Nix, an interesting fact about him is in his 3 years at Auburn, he is 15-4 at home. Now you could be saying right now, that's a easy question. Bo Nix all the way. Well, you'll see later why they may turn to Ty Thompson. Let's see the roster index. Well, it says here that they are rated 12th in the country with an average over the past 5 years. They are 25th in 2022, 6th in 2021, 11th in 2020, 7th in 2019, and 13th in 2018. That's pretty good. All of those recruits came from Mario Cristobal. Cristobal, great recruiter. He's going to do great at Miami. And if Dan Lanning can keep at least close to the standard, Oregon's going to be fine, especially with how he can develop the defensive side of the ball. Now, let's go to the schedule. Week 1, you play Georgia in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Dan Lanning's not going to win against a top 5, top 10 team in his first ever game coaching. He may give Georgia a fair fight in the first few quarters. However, Georgia's going to pull away. Georgia is too good to slip up against Oregon in their backyard, pretty much. Now let me give you a statistic. Georgia's not lost to Bo Nix. They're 3-0 against them. Another statistic, Bo Nix is 1-2 in neutral site games. The ironic part is the only one that he won was against Oregon in his first career start. Now that's pretty ironic. And by the way, I'm going with the thing that Bo Nix will end up starting. Week 2, first home game, home opener against Eastern Washington. I would not sleep on Eastern Washington. A couple of years ago, they almost upset you in your own house when they had Cooper Kupp in, I believe, 2015. So I would keep your eyes open for them, but I think you'll be fine. Week 3, you're going to have a big test against BYU, who I think is going to be a pretty good team this year. Jaron Hall is going to be a game changer for that offense. But I think that the defense is going to be up enough, and I think Bo Nix will be good enough to will you to win against BYU. So I think you go 3-0 going in to your first true road game against Washington State. So here's where the comment from earlier comes in. Bo Nix, in away games in his career at Auburn, he has played in 14. He is 6-8 in true road games while he was at Auburn. Now, he did not look good in most of them at all. You can tell me, well, a lot of them he was playing a top 10 team like Georgia, Alabama, LSU, or anything like that. Well, my argument is a lot of the other games he's playing are against teams like South Carolina or even Texas A&M or Arkansas or teams like that. Teams that you would not think that he would lose to. So, you're going to lose in this game. Washington State's going to be a very sneaky team this year with Cameron Ward there now. Their offense is going to be different now since they don't have to start Garantano or somebody else like that. Now, I don't want to put that into writing. It could go the other way. Cameron Ward could not be the savior that they want. However, I think a rowdy environment like Washington State, which is nothing like the SEC, I think that they're going to be enough to rattle Bo Nix and give Oregon their first loss. It comes with being a head coach. Georgia, when they played in 2016 with Kirby's first year, when they went on the road to Ole Miss and Chad Kelly was still there, Ole Miss absolutely drug us up and down the field. I don't think you're going to get drug up and down the field. However, I don't think that at this point in the season you're going to be at a point to where you're going to be able to blow out a team like this. And I think in a close game, I would take Washington State. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. 2-2 going into the game against Stanford. I think you lose this game. Or no, I'm sorry. Sorry. I think you get a win, a revenge win against Stanford at home. Like I said, Bo Nix thrives at home. So, you get a big win here to go to 3-2. And then you have another road test. However, this is nothing. I think you come into this game and get a big win against Arizona and go to 4-2. Arizona's nothing. You're going to win, even though it's on the road. Go into your bye week. You're 4-2. You're on your way to a bowl game. That's a good thing. You have UCLA at home, though. And I think you suffer your first home loss. UCLA is nothing to be trifled with. UCLA is going to be a surprising team this year. That offense is great. However, I don't think that the defense for Oregon is going to be enough to stop Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Charbonnet, and that offense. So, you go to 4-3. You're 4-3 now. Then you go on the road to California. California is not going to be a slouch either. However, I think you get a big win. It's going to be one of the best wins for Bo Nix on the road at California. So you're 5-3 at this point. Then you go on the road, another road game against Colorado. Colorado's not going to be that good this year. I think you get another win, so you're 6-3. Next, you play Washington. This is at home, thankfully. You get a win. Washington, they got another year or two before they're going to be competing against you. Then you have two tough games, not road games per se. First one's against Utah. You lose. Utah is going to be one of the best teams in the Pac-12 this year, and you're not going to be able to compete with them. I think you lose and drop to 7-4. Then you have your last game at Oregon State. Oregon State's going to be a very competitive team, but I think the morale of your team's going to be low at this point at 7-4, and I think you drop this game in the what they call the Civil War as their rivalry name. I think you drop this game and finish 7-5, most likely missing out on the Pac-12 championship. However, this is Dan Lanning's first year. There's a lot to be optimistic about. You may get Bo Nix back after this year. Who knows? I don't know. But you should be in good hands with Dan Lanning in recruiting. So I would not fret much. Think you found your guy, especially if the defense starts looking very deadly, which it most certainly could. So anyways, thank you all so much for listening to me ramble about college football. If you would like to hear a specific team, just let me know down in the comments. I'm trying to finish up the FBS by week 0 and have it ready for the season to start. See how wrong I am or how right I am. It goes both ways. So thank you all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and Go Dogs.